Hello, I'm Chef Jason, and welcome to the Great Australian Bite, where we share all things culinary, including history, stories, and recipes. So please don't forget to subscribe and join in on the adventure. Kitchen knives are important because they're essential tools for preparing food efficiently, safely, and accurately. A good kitchen knife reduces preparation time and makes cooking tasks easier, while a sharp, well-designed knife can actually be safer than a dull one because it requires less force and provides better control. Whether in a home kitchen or professional setting, kitchen knives play a key role in food preparation and contribute to both the quality and safety of cooking. So, let's get to know your knife. A chef's knife usually ranges from 8 to 10 inches long. It has several important parts. There's the tip for delicate cuts, the blade for slicing and chopping, the heel for tougher ingredients, the spine on the dull top edge, and the handle where the control begins. To take care of your knife, though, it must be sharp. A sharp knife is easier than a dull knife because it cuts cleanly instead of slipping. Learning how to sharpen your knife is a skill every cook should know. Before sharpening, it's important to understand two different things: honing and sharpening. Honing straightens the edge of the blade. It maintains sharpness but does not remove metal from it. Sharpening actually grinds away tiny amounts of metal to create a new edge. Professional cooks hone often, but sharpen when the knife becomes truly dull. Tools for sharpening. There are several ways to sharpen a knife. Whetstones are the preferred method for precision and control. Honing steels maintain the edge. Pull-through sharpeners are simple but can remove too much metal, and electric sharpeners are fast but they're less precise. Most professional chefs prefer whetstones because they produce the best edge. How to prepare your whetstone. I use a 3000 grit stone on my knives. It is the best use for most kitchen knives. If using a water stone, soak it for about 10 to 15 minutes until air bubbles stop rising. Place the stone on a damp towel or a non-slip base so it stays stable during sharpening. Most sharpening stones have two sides, a coarse grit for repairing dull edges, and a finer grit for polishing and refining. The best angle to hold your knife is between 15 and 20 degrees. A simple way to estimate the angle: 90 degrees is straight up, half of that is 45, half again is about 22. Lower slightly for the correct angle. Consistency matters more than perfection, though. Place the heel of the knife against the stone. Push the blade forward while sliding it across the stone so the entire edge makes contact from heel to tip. Maintaining a steady pressure and consistent angle is important. Repeat the motion several times on one side before switching to the other. Sharpen both sides evenly. I count 5 for one side, 5 for the other. After shaping the edge on the coarse stone, move to a finer grit. I generally use an 8000 grit on mine. This smooths and polishes the blade, creating a sharper and cleaner cutting edge. Use lighter pressure as the edge becomes more refined. You can test your blade on either a tomato or a piece of paper. If you're still not happy with the blade, keep sharpening. Honing the knife. Once sharpened, maintain the edge with a honing steel. Swipe the knife down the steel at the same sharpening angle as you did with the whetstone, using smooth alternating strokes. Once again, going from heel to tip. Honing keeps the blade aligned and is done usually between preparation steps. A properly sharpened knife should slice paper smoothly and glide through soft foods like tomatoes without crushing them. And I know I shouldn't have to say this, but never test sharpness with your finger. And to keep your knife sharp, hand wash only, dry immediately after it's washed, store safely in a knife block, sheath, or a magnetic strip. Avoid cutting on glass or stone surfaces. Good knife care extends the life of the blade. The proper grip. Professional chefs use what's called a pinch grip. Pinch the blade just above the handle using your thumb and your index finger, and wrap your remaining fingers around the handle naturally. This grip gives you balance, precision, and control. Avoid holding the knife with all 5 fingers on the handle like a hammer. It limits movement and makes cutting less stable. Also, avoid using your index finger along the blade, as while it might feel like you're controlling the blade more, it makes the blade unstable and you have less control over it. Your non-cutting hand becomes your guide. Curl your fingertips inward to form a claw. The side of the knife rests gently against your knuckles, while the fingertips stay protected behind them. This technique keeps your fingers safe while guiding consistent cuts. A basic cutting motion a chef knife is designed for is the smooth rocking motion. Instead of chopping straight up and down, keep the tip near the cutting board and rock the blade forward and downward through the food. Let the knife do the work. If it's sharp enough, it will do the work. Forcing the blade wastes energy and reduces control. Common cuts. Slicing. Use long, smooth strokes for slicing. Don't saw aggressively back and forth. Dicing. For dicing, create even slices first. Then cut those slices into strips, and finally across into cubes. Uniform cuts cook evenly. Chopping. Gather herbs into a pile and use a rocking motion while keeping the tip of the knife anchored. Avoid smashing delicate herbs or they can bruise and lose flavour. Knife safety is very important too. Never leave a knife hidden in a sink. Always cut on a stable cutting board. Keep blades sharp and dry, and when carrying a knife, hold it pointed downward at your side. Respect for the knife is part of being a cook. A chef's knife is the most important tool in the kitchen, but the best knife is the one that feels comfortable and natural in your hand. Instead of buying the most expensive knife you can find, focus on fit, balance, and how you cook. Firstly, balance is important. A well-balanced knife should not feel blade heavy or handle heavy. When held properly, it should feel like an extension of your hand, reducing fatigue during long prep sessions. Consider the knife's weight. Heavier knives provide momentum for chopping dense vegetables and large cuts of meat, while lighter knives offer greater precision and less wrist strain. Neither is better. It generally comes down to personal preference. The blade material matters as well. Stainless steel is durable, rust-resistant, and easy to maintain, making it ideal for most cooks. High-carbon steel holds a sharper edge longer, but requires more care to prevent rust and discoloration. Finally, think about your cooking style. If you do a lot of rocking cuts with herbs and vegetables, choose a knife with a curved blade profile. If you prefer precise slicing, push cutting, a straighter Japanese-style blade may suit you better. Personally, I use two knives, both different, one stainless steel, one heavy carbon, one heavy, one light, for both styles of cutting. Honestly though, the best way to choose a chef's knife is to hold it. Simulate a few cutting motions, trust how it feels. A knife that fits your hand comfortably and inspires confidence will serve you far better than one chosen solely because of its brand, price, or reputation. Every great chef begins with knife skills. Precision comes first. Speed comes later. The more comfortable you become with a chef's knife, the more confident you're becoming in the kitchen itself. Because cooking starts with a cut. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and feel free to leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to check out our other content as well. This is Chef Jason, and don't forget, love is the secret ingredient.